When you find a deal on your favorite thing in the McDonald's app and order it, does that technically count as online shopping? Save money with the app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating McDonald's, prices may vary.
Passion, drive, and patience. The formula for winning championships is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. See ebaymotors.com.
Hey parents, Greenlight is here to take one big thing off your to-do list, teaching your kids about money. With a Greenlight debit card and money app of their own, kids and teens learn to earn, save, and invest. You can send money instantly, set flexible controls, and get real-time notifications of your kids' money activity. Set up chores and put allowance on autopilot to reward them for their hard work. Then, learn about the world of money together. Get 1 month free when you sign up at greenlight.com/podcast.
Welcome back to the Jello Jiggling Podcast. I am your host, Ryan Ward, and things continue to get progressively crazy when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers and what they're trying to do. I don't know what they're trying to do at this point, but it's making headlines as usual. So after hiring J.J. Redick, questionable move, first-timer, and drafting Bronny, Dalton Knecht was a good move. I mean, it was a no-brainer. 17 apparently, but bringing in Bronny, 55, was a borderline NBA player. Questionable. I mean, not saying they're going to bring in a game changer for that pick, but maybe it could have been used in a trade or something. I mean, obviously now it maybe looks worse because the free agency started what? Was he I guess you could say full blown today. So everybody's been worried about being linked to tampering or whatever. But they made one move that was within their power. D'Angelo Russell's opted in. Christian Wood announced he opted in like forever ago. Jackson Hayes has opted in. Cam Reddish has opted in. I mean, these are super minor deals like Reddish, $2.4 million. I mean, D'Angelo substantial, 18.6, very tradable contract. These are all tradable deals. Christian Wood, $3 million. Jackson Hayes, 2.4. But they signed, or they gave a qualifying offer, tendered a qualifying offer to Max Christie, which officially makes him a restricted free agent. So he can take offer sheets and sign them. But the Lakers have every chance to match. So it's not he can't leave. It's not within his power unless the Lakers are declined to match anything that he got. And from what I've seen, that he didn't get any offer sheets, and if he did, it was kept under wraps because they wrapped this thing up quickly. Max didn't want to go anywhere. The Clippers just drafted his brother. He's all in for LA right now. So it's no surprise. The amounts, although eye-popping for a guy who really hasn't played much. I like him. I think he's a good player. I think he's got a lot of potential if he gets the playing time and is used right. Maybe JJ does that. But he signed for 4 years, or he will sign. I guess he can't officially sign for a few more days. 4 years, $32 million, so he's making about $8 million a season. And I believe there's a player option in the final year. $8.8 million or something like that. Yeah, that's it. In 29 or 27, 28. Man, it's crazy seeing those numbers. I feel so damn old. Especially after my birthday over the weekend. But that's it. That's all the Lakers have done. So as of right now, the roster outside of the two rookies is exactly the same as it was last year. Even LeBron hasn't signed his deal yet, but that's all up in the air right now with all a bunch of confusion because apparently LeBron told the Lakers he will take a pay cut for a certain list of players that he'd be willing to do that for. And the three that initially came out was James Harden, Jonas Valanciunas, and Klay Thompson. Well, obviously the big draw there is Klay. I mean, I know James Harden's a former MVP and all that, but he can kind of bring more baggage than he does actually helping the team. And I'm kind of glad the Clippers signed him pretty quick. I think they signed him 2 years, $35 million apiece. And Clippers are they're in just as weird a situation as the Lakers with questionable moves. They just let PG walk. Paul George just walk right out the door. They re-signed Kawhi or secured his future, which is strange because that guy never plays, especially in the playoffs. I'm not saying Paul George is a picture of health, but I feel like he's played more, or at least, made more of an impact in his time during LA. Anyway, so Paul George is now with the Philadelphia 76ers. He signed a 4-year deal with them. Massive deal, I believe, like $212 million, something like that. So that's a new superstar trio. I guess if you call Tyrese Maxey a superstar, he's definitely a star. So Joel Embiid, Maxey, and Paul George, and I mean Kelly Oubre came back. I'm not sure if they signed anybody else, but they had a ton of cap space to use this summer. So their number one goal was to bring in a big name, and they were even linked to LeBron at one point when it was up in the air whether or not he was staying or going, which everybody kind of knew just wasn't the case. He's in complete control of this franchise. These moves are just wow. But so the roster as it is right now, you got AD, D'Lo, Rui, Austin Reeves, Gabe Vincent, Vanderbilt, Max Christie, JHS, Christian Wood, Jackson Hayes, Cam Reddish, and Maxwell Lewis. With LeBron still haven't yet to sign, Bronny and Connect. So 15 total players. There's still some players that could resign. I'm not quite sure how all this works. I know one thing, they've got too many guys, and they're almost certainly going to make a trade. Whether it's a good one or a bad one, I don't know. But Taurean Prince still hasn't signed or signed anywhere else. Same goes for Spencer Dinwiddie. Castleton, I believe they tendered his contract as well, making him restricted. But I haven't heard anything about any offer sheets for him either. And Harry Giles, who's a free agent. That roster doesn't intimidate anybody. I'm sorry. It's just the same old thing. Literally emphasis on old. These guys just got another year older, all indications point to, the big news today was PG signing and Klay Thompson deciding not to take the Lakers offer, which was reportedly substantially more than what the Dallas Mavericks offered. I believe he signed with Dallas for $50 million over 3 years. And it's a complicated kind of sign and trade deal with the Warriors. But it came down to Dallas and LA, and LA supposedly offered $20 million a season, and 4 years. So $80 million. That's the word on the street. I don't know if that's confirmed or what, but so they're offering more money, probably a bigger role, I would think, than what Dallas can offer. But I don't know. There's still, there's still 3 stars, Kyrie, Luka, and Klay, and where it would be AD, LeBron, Klay here. But this is all trending in such a bad direction. There's just nothing going their way. Nothing at all. Like Klay's dad works for the team, or, a Time Warner, or I'm not sure it's Time Warner, ESPN, but he's at every game, every game, doing the broadcast with John Ireland, and he ain't going anywhere. Obviously, played with the team, won titles, part of the Showtime era. So his dad, more money, living back in LA, put the spotlight in LA, and he still said, no, I'm going to Dallas. I mean, sad to say, but he prioritized winning, and Dallas is more ready to win right now than LA. They were 3 wins short of winning a title, where the Lakers were 3 rounds short of winning a title. So I kind of felt like that was the way it was trending anyway. Dallas offers a great opportunity. There's the income tax thing there in Texas, and it's just a smart move, man. It's a smart move. And Luka's a avid passer. I know LeBron is too, but Luka spreads that ball around. So Klay's going to get plenty of shots, plenty of open shots. So why not go over there? Another $50 million, and potentially a 5th championship if they can put it together. If Klay's the missing piece, he's not the same guy, which I thought was kind of crazy. It's like these guys, these big name guys, right? Whenever they become available, the past narrative kind of disappears depending on who's interested in them, right? The narrative with Klay for the last 2 years has been that he's kind of washed up. He is washed up. Chris Dunn just signed with the Clippers, or agreed to sign with the Clippers. Well, major news there. But it's been like, he can't defend anymore. He can't. He's not that great a scorer like he used to be. It's true. I mean, watch him. He's kind of like a cone out there, and players just kind of go around him now. But I mean, it's not like for a lack of effort. The guy was all effort, but he got hurt multiple times, back to back. It takes a toll on your body, and at a certain point, your body's just like, I'm done. You're not doing the same things you did anymore. So, and I think, coming here with the added pressure and the fact that everybody besides AD and LeBron, get the flack. I mean, look at what happened to D'Lo. I mean, that's all you got to do right there. And maybe even had a conversation with D'Angelo. He's like, hey, what's it like there? Like, when you get the criticism, and D'Lo's like, they'll, deify you right away. But it's just a bummer, dude. It's just a bummer. I can't think of anything else. It's just, it's bad news after bad news. And, then Valanciunas goes and signs with the Wizards of all teams for like $30 million. Harden goes back, but I think that was kind of expected. I don't think he had any interest in going anywhere else. And I don't know how many people were actually wanted him to go to bring him in. And then now it's basically down to DeMar DeRozan, unless he's signed during the recording of this podcast, which I hope not, because I've always liked DeRozan. Always thought he was a great player. It looks like Gary Harris has gone back to Orlando for 2 years, 14. No big deal. I think the big news is if DeRozan doesn't sign or make his way to the Lakers somehow, people are going to lose their minds. And you know what? It's totally justified. It's just they just have done nothing. And LeBron has been willing to give this extra cap space. And I'm not saying it's solely on Pelinka, because you got to think too, it's not just dollars and cents. It's not just location. It's the narrative going on with the team too. They just saw LeBron manhandle the team at 40 years old to hire the coach he wanted with zero experience and bring in his son, who might not even be an NBA player. What do you got to think about that from their perspective? Like, I want to go there and have this guy controlling my fate while his skills decline. Famously, he's pushed people out of town. coaches, players, doesn't matter. I mean, you think Westbrook's relationship's the same now with LeBron? No way. No way, man. It's just, it takes a toll. Eventually, people just get tired of it, and they're just like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not having this guy control my life. And I'm not saying that LeBron is, totally to be at fault here, because there's still the guys nodding their heads and saying, oh, this is okay. So Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, they all, have part to play and deserve to have the fingers pointed in their direction. It's getting to the point where you're just like, I don't know where they go from here. I mean, even with DeRozan, I don't really think you're moving the needle that much. He's a great player, great clutch player, not clutch sports, but clutch performer. But does that make you a championship contender? I don't really think so. I think you get better. I think you improve. What do you give up? Are you giving up big pieces? Do you give away Vando, like arguably your best, perimeter defender, for a guy that's not that great defensively and is not a three-point shooter? It's just the prospect of a good season next year is not looking good. And like I say on every podcast, I could be wrong. Prove me wrong. But from just looking at what's going on and people just signing elsewhere and not even really giving the Lakers a look, I mean, it kind of reminds me of like back in the day when LaMarcus Aldridge didn't even.
Welcome to another round of Drawing Board or Miro Board. Today we talk brainstorms with UX designer Brian. Let's go. First question. You thought you'd see everyone's idea in the team brainstorm, but you've got a grand total of 1. Drawing board or Miro board?
Drawing board, right? Because in Miro, the team can add ideas now or later. And with privacy mode, we can keep them anonymous until they're good to share.
Correct. Next, you need the best way to explain your idea, but all you have is a few sticky notes. Drawing board or Miro board?
Drawing board, because, in Miro, I could record videos, add text, images, links, and digital sticky notes, of course, present my thoughts the way I want.
Right again. Now, you're looking for a past idea you thought was just genius. Only you could find... Oh, there it is. Drawing board or...
Miro. All our finished and unfinished work lives in one place.
And he's won.
Join over 60 million people getting ideas noticed in Miro Brainstorms. Get your first 3 boards for free at Miro.com. That's Miro.com.
Hey parents, Greenlight is here to take one big thing off your to-do list, teaching your kids about money. With a Greenlight debit card and money app of their own, kids and teens learn to earn, save, and invest. You can send money instantly, set flexible controls, and get real-time notifications of your kids' money activity. Set up chores and put allowance on autopilot to reward them for their hard work. Then, learn about the world of money together. Get 1 month free when you sign up at greenlight.com/podcast.
The living room is where you make life's most beautiful memories. But your sofa shouldn't be the one remembering them. The new life-resistant, high-performance furniture collection from Ashley is designed to withstand all the spills, slip-ups, and muddy paws that come with the best parts of life. Ashley high-performance sofas and recliners are soft, on-trend, and easy to clean. Shop the high-performance furniture in-store or online at ashley.com. Ashley, for the love of home.
Take a meeting, or he took a meeting and needed a second one just to clear the air or something. And then Kevin Durant's just like, no, I'm not interested. And Carmelo came and went. Huge production, trying to pitch him to sign. This is when he was in his prime. He's like, nope, I'm good. It's just, I just feel like the Laker lore is just kind of, it's gone by the wayside. It's just, nobody's buying it anymore. They're just like, you guys are a clown franchise run by a guy who wants all the attention and all the glory and would rather play with his son for a season, and regardless if you win or lose. And I know it's cool and all, like it's making history, but this franchise is different. They're not the Hornets where they need to do something like gimmicky like this to put butts in seats. They're trying to win championships. So at least that's what it used to be. I mean, and that was a given, right? And it makes it even worse that the Boston Celtics have just broke the tie for 18. It's just, what do we do? I feel like Bill Simmons. What are we doing here? What's going on? What's happening? But it's true. I don't really understand the direction. I mean, I honestly thought the second that Klay signed, which seemed to me, it seemed inevitable he's going to Dallas. It just made more sense. Basketball sense, just a little bit of everything. That they would have fallbacks. You know what I mean? Like, when this domino falls, well, hey, we're going this direction, we're going that one. And it would be quick. But nothing has happened. Nothing. I mean, it's just more rumors. I mean, there's the rumors, the entire, well, not the entire time. Well, Jerami Grant has been rumored to be a trade target for a long time. And apparently they've talked to the Blazers. If you've talked to a team and nothing got done, and that's still like lingering around, it's no different than the Atlanta Hawks situation, right? I mean, they talked to them about DeJounte. I assume they had a discussion about Trae Young. Nothing happened there. There could be I assume there's a huge deal in the works, right? Or at least they're trying to make it happen. But they got competitors, man. Everybody knows the West is pretty top heavy right now. It's like the Warriors. After Klay's gone, I heard the pivot is Lauri Markkanen, right? Which would be a solid addition for them. I think he'd be great for the Lakers. I mean, he was connected to the Lakers at one point. I haven't heard that so much now. Now it just seems like Golden State's kind of like, hey, we got to make the best of Curry's prime, I guess, over the last few years. I think he's like 35, so he ain't get much longer as a guard. It depends on speed. It's not good, man. It's not good. I hate this doom and gloom I come on here with all the time. I don't want to be that way. I want to, this is so cool. They can get this guy, that guy, and da-da-da. But now it's just like, I mean, Brook Lopez is another player that they're connected to, a potential trade. I like that move, depending on who you give up, but I like it. I think Brook Lopez is a great player still. I thought he was great when he was here. I mean, he was a game changer, but the team was awful at that point with just a bunch of young guys. Now that's completely different. He'd be great, alongside AD. He can stretch the floor. He's a great defender. Wouldn't call him an elite defender, but I'd say he can hold his own as long as he's not, seriously in decline physically. But let's see what else we got here. Man, that's just such a bummer. The Klay thing was such a massive hit. So I'd say it's basically DeRozan. Whatever happens with DeRozan, it's really going to impact the direction. It feels more like they're trying to make trades than go after free agents. I mean, it seems pretty clear because there's no aggressive talks with any player that's available outside of DeRozan, and that doesn't even seem to be. Just seems to be a rumor floating around, maybe because it's just the obvious next name. I mean, every year it's like that with the Lakers. It's like, oh, the next big name. They missed this guy, so go to the next big name. Blah, blah, blah. Whether or not it's true or not, I mean, I don't know. I hope it is. Like I said, I love him. I think DeRozan's great, and whenever a guy comes back home to play, usually it's a good thing. He gets a little bit more motivated. He's close to family's down the road. And he's a big Kobe guy. Like, he gets to see Kobe's jersey in the rafters every day, and like, hey, Kobe played on this floor. He'll be super motivated, and hopefully that's the case. But I don't know. It's very, very hard to be optimistic right now because there doesn't seem to be a clear plan. I'm sure LeBron's frustrated as hell, but you know what? I really have no sympathy because he already got his way consecutively, and now he wants his way again. It's like, dude. At this point, honestly, just call yourself GM. Call yourself GM, call yourself coach, whatever the hell. Why don't just buy the franchise from Genie? Got enough damn money. Well, enough money to be part of an investor group, or an ownership group. I think that the Lakers fans desperately need some good news, and I don't see it happening. But we'll see. I mean, at a moment's notice, everything can change. Just like how there was interest in Klay, and Klay, there was mutual interest. Everything changed. But now we're back to square one again. So hopefully that doesn't happen again with DeRozan. I mean, if I'm DeRozan, I'm not staying in Chicago. Chicago's having somewhat of a fire sale right now. It's like they're desperate to get rid of Zach LaVine, and hopefully the Lakers don't go that route. Apparently, they're attaching draft picks to him just so teams will take him because his salary is so damn big. I mean, in fact, let me look it up right now. I remember the last time I looked at it, I cringed. But just his injury history, like, the thing that the Lakers have said constantly in the last couple of years is we're never whole, we're never healthy. So why would you bring in a guy who's like on one leg half the time? It just, that don't seem like a smart scenario, does it? Especially when he's coming at the price of, he's making the most on the Bulls by $22 million. Holy hell. He's set to make 43 next year and 45, well, basically 46. It's 45.9, according to Spot Track. I always call it Sport Track. So 45.9 and 25, 26. And then 26, 27, he has a player option for 48.9. Ouch. You take him on and it goes wrong, you're saddled with that, and you're not going to be able to move him. The risk is so high. I just don't understand why they would do it. It just seems that's a stupid move. Stupid. The only thing you can hope for is he comes in and he's an all-star, right? For the next 2 years at the very least. Because if not, that's a nightmare for 3 years. 3 years. No way he's declining that option in 26, 27. The way his body's breaking down, no way. No way. And then they still got Lonzo Ball at 21.3, and they're trying to move off him too, which is another guy, it's big risk. Like I think his career is probably done. He might get another shot at a vet minimum somewhere and some team that's not exactly interested in winning, but wants a little bit of star power, even though he's not the same star he was when he was younger, but whatever. And then Vooch, 20 million, 21 million, and then he's a free agent. It's just there's just cleaning house. I mean, that move to send Caruso to OKC was brilliant for OKC, and they brought back Giddey for 8.3 million. That if that doesn't show you what the direction that they're going in, then I don't know what will. They're just trying to give. So why would he come back? Why would DeRozan come back? These guys are totally not interested in winning. He's probably got one contract left in him, maybe two, and very short contracts. I mean, I think Chris Haynes said earlier today the only way to make this happen is a sign-in trade with Chicago. Or he signs a 1-year deal. I don't know if that happens. I mean, Windhorst said that DeRozan would be one of the guys that LeBron would take a pay cut for. It's funny how that list has gotten bigger all of a sudden. But we'll see, because there's just been no traction. It's just been all kind of speculation, it seems, at this point. And I don't know when the hell we're going to learn it. I think Dave McMenamin of ESPN said that LeBron wants to know the plan before he leaves for Las Vegas to play for Team USA when they play that, what's it called, the showcase in Vegas against Team Canada, which actually I think is going to be a good game. I just got approved for that today to cover it. So I'll be there. I don't – the vibe and the mood of LeBron and AD at that game is going to be interesting. That's pretty much the only reason I asked to cover it, because I figured it'd be entertaining anyway, because I want to see these two go up against each other, because I think it's a lot closer than people want to admit, even though I think Wiggins backed out just recently and so did Zach Edey. But they're still solid, man. They got like Jamal Murray, Shea, Dylan Brooks, R.J. Barrett. I mean, it's pretty good team. Pretty good team. They're all NBA guys. Shea was an MVP candidate, and Jamal Murray. You see what he's done to the Lakers. Like he's pretty damn good too. So that's going to be interesting, and that's July 10th. So what we got? 9 days. 9 days till that happens in Vegas, and then Summer League gets underway 2 days later at Thompson Mac. And we don't know if Bronny's making his debut or not, JJ's coaching or not. There's been literally no updates. I'm sure we'll hear more tomorrow because both rookies are getting introduced by the Lakers with an introductory press conference, which is going to be probably pretty awkward, especially if they don't sign anybody. I think Pelinka might even just push the rookies out there and just be like, you guys talk. I don't have anything to say. Nothing positive anyway. So it could be super awkward. But I'm sure everybody just wants to hear what Bronny's going to say and whether or not LeBron's in attendance or I don't know. Oh, man, what a drama scene. Every other day it's a drama scene with this team. Can't we just play basketball? Can't we just have the goal of winning basketball here instead of all this crap constantly? Well, I think what time is that press conference tomorrow? I think it's like 1 p.m. Pacific. So right in the middle of the day, very tactical there as well because not everybody's going to be able to tune in. So we'll see. I'm sure that's going to be interesting. I don't know if it's going to be as long as JJ's. JJ's was like 45 minutes. Usually these rookies struggle in these press conferences. I mean, understandably so. They're teenagers and, not Connect's, I think it's like 23. But Bronny's, 19? It's tough. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of nervousness. You're not used to it. I'm sure they're used to, talking to the media, but not on this level. Not where you get thrown some pretty tough questions. I don't know if that's going to happen tomorrow, but we'll see. It's something to pay attention to. And if I would assume Pelinka is going to keep his questions or his talking time where he is addressing things limited. I mean, he's got to be a busy man, right? So if I were him, I'd have JJ do it, right? Have JJ answer the questions, and he's up in the office working the phones because you don't do anything for the rest of the night, and it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a lot of whispers and murmurs in that practice facility. So let's hope for the best. It's kind of my motto. Expect the worst, hope for the best, and you'll never be disappointed. So until next time, I'll probably come right back on tomorrow night. Depending on how crazy those press conferences in and whatever news is going to happen. I assume something's going to happen. I don't know when LeBron and AD have to head to Vegas. I would guess a couple days before the game. If not a week before the game. I don't know about a week, but who knows? Everything's so up in the air right now. But till then, have a good night. And hopefully the Lakers do something.
Hey parents, Greenlight is here to take one big thing off your to-do list, teaching your kids about money. With a Greenlight debit card and money app of their own, kids and teens learn to earn, save, and invest. You can send money instantly, set flexible controls, and get real-time notifications of your kids' money activity. Set up chores and put allowance on autopilot to reward them for their hard work. Then, learn about the world of money together. Get 1 month free when you sign up at greenlight.com/podcast.
The living room is where you make life's most beautiful memories. But your sofa shouldn't be the one remembering them. The new life-resistant, high-performance furniture collection from Ashley is designed to withstand all the spills, slip-ups, and muddy paws that come with the best parts of life. Ashley high-performance sofas and recliners are soft, on-trend, and easy to clean. Shop the high-performance furniture in-store or online at ashley.com. Ashley, for the love of home.
You know when you're listening to a true crime story that has an unbelievable plot twist that makes you stop in your tracks? That's what our podcast, People Are the Worst, brings you with each episode. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rebecca. We're identical twins who love true crime cases that make you say, didn't see that coming, and we hate the people responsible for them. Listen to People Are the Worst now on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.